One day, I get a flyer that there's a neo-Nazi rally downtown St. Louis. So I organized a group of people to go down there and disrupt the rally, and I ended up all of them.
So I think, and I'm a member of the media, and I know a number of other people in this room are as well. For the most part, it's not that the media attention has shifted or left, but the resources and outlets, either because they were able to or because they felt it was appropriate to put on the ground, that were there for the first 10, maybe 15 days of resistance, have pulled back in a bit considerably. So we're not seeing it day to day in the way that we were when it happened early on. Can you tell us a little bit what does a normal night for you all look like? Because you all have been on the ground literally every single day, with the exception of the times that you all have traveled to spread the word about what you're doing. So what's Wednesday night? What's Saturday night?
Wow, normal. When you said that, I looked at Tess and I'm like, what's normal? We don't have normal anymore. We don't have that. This moment has raised the consciousness of so many people. And for those of us that are actually in Ferguson and are actively protesting, you never know what the day's gonna bring. The police change it up day by day. When the resistance was really, really heavy, for me, I was counting the days by the police tactics. There was no Monday, there was no Tuesday, there was no Wednesday. It was, this is the day they arrested Tory. This is the day they came in and extracted people. This is the day of the curfew. This is the day Ron Johnson was brought in. And we were literally marking the days by the way that the police were responding to us actively protesting. Now that some of that has kind of died down, like you're not seeing the tear gas and everything, it's still pretty much a blur. Now we've started to tick down the counter of how many days it's been since Mike Brown was murdered. So yeah, there's no Monday, there's no Tuesday, there's no normal for us. It's just this work and seeking the justice. And you're really just counting the days based on your tactics now and the police tactics. Like there's the Pots and Pans Day, there's the White Solidarity Day, there's the Bike Ride Day. You know, like this is not normal for us. We're still in this. I hesitate to call it a war zone, but it really is. And we are still right in the middle of this. So keeping track of hours, keeping track of minutes is really not something that's a concept to us right now. It's just, you get sleep when you can, and you go back out and you pound the pavement and you talk to the people and you do the work.
Tori, when I took my second trip down there, people who I was meeting with were anticipating your release. I think you were one of the first really high-profile arrests of the resistance. Can you explain what happened, how long you were in jail, how long you were treated when you were arrested? What were the charges?
I know this story gonna sound crazy. So this is how it goes. Or that day, I walked off the set with Phil Agnew from the Dream Defenders. He was on MSNBC. Then I went back in 9:45, I think. Then both of us did MSNBC. Talked to Chris Hayes back there. What's the dude? Jelani Cobb. Talked to him. Talked to a couple people. And I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, talk to some of these people I see on TV. You know, I like call my brother, okay, MSNBC dog. You know what I'm saying? And I walked out of it. And I walked out of it because they had the media like back in the back. That gave security, missionaries, mercenaries, guns, everything, block the media. You come out the gate, you just like, you know, you coming out behind the Berlin Wall or something. And the police pointed at me, and I was like, what up? You know, and I walked down, it feels like Talib Malik. I was like, oh, time to call my brother again. You know what I'm saying? And he came, and we walked to the Ferguson market. You know, that's where they say he stole the cigarillos, whatever, altercation, you know, whatever. And we walked up to Canfield Drive. We about to go down, and they pointed me again. I'm like, okay. So everybody, I'm walking the same route, trying to show Talib, He's 6'4", 290. He not walking that fast. Coming around. Even if he did steal some cigarillos, he'd been there in 5 minutes, right? He'd been took off. But we coming up. And after they pointed me again, everybody stopped, right? They tell everybody just, usually they tell you keep moving, 5-second rule. If you stop 5 seconds, you breaking the protest rule, right? They gonna make your protest be a march, right? I'm like, we coming to protest, they're like, no, march, 5 seconds. So they shoot over our head. Everybody start breaking on. I run, they like, get his bad ass right here. Get that nigga. Put him on the ground. It's like, we got you. It's like, great shirt, we got him. And it was like the complete change. Like walking off the set, walking with Talib, I'm on the ground, I'm in jail. It's like old bench warrants from like the decades. I've been trying to get them cleared from lawyers. They say, well, call the DMV, call the state of Missouri. They say, it's 5 years statute of limitations on driving. They said, you call them, they say, yeah, damn mistake, right? We need that money. And I stayed in there from like Tuesday to Friday. And when I got out, and this is the craziest part, like when I left, it was like droves of people on West Ferguson. I got out, there was nobody on West Ferguson. And I was like, I hope this ain't that. I hope we just get scared and go on.
Tap, can you talk a little bit about how these outstanding warrants have been used to discourage people from protesting? I think the statistic, is it one in every 6 households has outstanding, or is it?
Everybody out there got warrants. Everybody. Except white folks.
And what are these warrants for? Because I don't want you to think, everybody's involved in crime.
See, here's the problem with St. Louis and why the warrant issue is so out of control. There's 91 different municipalities. So that's 91 chances to do something illegal, but irrelevantly illegal. You know what I mean? So like, for example, my warrants come from the gone now, but when I did have them, they came from the Metro, the light rail train. I moved from St. Louis to Knoxville, Tennessee, then I moved to San Diego, then I moved to Harlem, then I moved back to St. Louis. And when I came back to St. Louis, totally forgot that I had some warrants when I was a teenager, skipping line, jumping on the train without paying. But the thing is, they'll throw you in jail with, the most murderous goon for not paying to ride the train. And they use this as an opportunity to put you in the system and leave you in the system. There's no time served. You can stay in jail for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 10 days, 30 days. The time does not go applied towards your fine. I got locked up randomly one day promoting another show. I was hanging up posters and the cops swooped in on me. It was my first time getting locked up, and it seems like after you get that first one, you just get used to it because you're gonna get locked up a lot more after that. So cops swooped in, blocked us off on the street. I was walking down the street with one of my best friends. He started laughing at the cop because he was clean. He's like, why are you doing all that? And I know I'm not clean and I know how they rock, so I'm like, man, stop laughing. So, dude was really on some like Captain Bullock type stuff. He like hopped out the car, hopped over the hood of the car, did a back roll and shit. He really thought he had some. It was a black cop too, so he ran my name. I told him off the flip, like, yo, I got some Metro Link warrants. And he locked me up. And here's the crazy part about it. Free casing is huge in St. Louis. Like, free casing is where cop rolls up on you. This has happened to me several times. Cop rolls up on you. Hey, what's up? You go, what up? He say, what you know about this murder? I don't know nothing about it. Well, tell me about it downtown. And you go downtown, and if you don't have the right mouthpiece on you or the right family connections or if God ain't on your side that day, you just became a convicted murderer. So when I was in the jail, they brought me my paperwork for my Metro Link warrants, right? And you sign the paperwork saying that those are your charges, whatever. I looked down at the paperwork and it literally said 9mm handgun, And I said, bro, this ain't me, dog. And he was like, ha, 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 yeah, you got scared, yeah. I said, no, I ain't get scared, I can read, my nigga. Give me my paperwork. So, that's what you go through, you know what I'm saying? And just imagine some cats dropping out of school at the age of 13. He ain't go to high school, middle school, none of that. You know what I'm saying? He can't read. He don't know what he signed. He just signed off on 2 bodies, right? He's swearing God he ain't do it. You know what I'm saying? He crying his heart out. That is not me. But that paperwork say that's him. And that's how all of this is socially connected, you know? So, in reference to the warrants keeping people from protesting, I can honestly say that this is the one moment where people didn't give a damn. Like, I know a dude who had like a felony, and he was like, if I get locked up, I'm gone, but I don't care. And he was out there on the front line, turned up to the maximum. And I think he might have even got locked up, and I think they had to do some things to try to get him out. But yeah, that paints the picture of what we deal with in St. Louis.
Ashley, tell us a little bit about your arrest, because it was handled a bit differently than some of the arrests we saw earlier in the resistance. Please tell everybody what day you were locked up when you got out.
I just told you I don't know days.
I know she said there were days, so I'm like, I need a specific date and time. I'm sorry.
October 2nd, October 3rd, it was a couple days ago. Yeah, it's a few days ago. I was arrested for protesting. Initially, in the beginning, they were catching and releasing, right? They were just trying to deter people. That didn't work, so they turned it up. The other night when I was arrested, there were some pretty severe storms, and we had kind of been in and out of the Ferguson police department all day. And I noticed that they had a really heavy presence, heavier than they had in previous weeks. Definitely really heavy for the situation, the amount of protesters, the bad weather. So we kind of kept an eye on it. We stayed around till maybe 10 p.m. and then we headed home. I live in the city. I live pretty close to TEP actually. And by the time I had picked up some food and gotten home, I received a call from Josh, who I told you I still owe him like a hit to the job because he got arrested. But I received a call from Josh, and he said that they needed people because the police outnumbered them basically 2-to-1. Josh is 18, he's very eager, he always wants bodies down there, so I did some checking around, and several other people told me the same situation was happening. So I did a U-turn, myself, Alexis, and Brittany, all women of my organization. We turned around, we raced to the police department. We were there maybe 15 minutes, and we had heard that they arrested Span, who's a guy who's been out there day after day. I asked where he was. They said he's in the back of the van on the other side of the street, kind of pulled off into the police department, but still within our eyesight, right? So I made the decision to walk up to the driveway of the police department and chant, "This is what democracy looks like." Everyone followed. We had our hands in the air chanting, "This is what democracy looks like." Maybe on the second time around, the police came back out full force. They had retreated, and they came back out full force. They got on their bullhorn, they told us to stop chanting and to move to the sidewalk. So we stopped chanting, we moved to the sidewalk, and then we started chanting again. We got maybe "This is what," not even democracy looks like, right? We got "This is what" out, and they swarmed in and started just arresting people, just picking us off the sidewalk, very violently. When they took us to the station, we were all put in orange jumpsuits. I inquired as to why we were in orange jumpsuits, and they told me to ask those immediately. So immediately they told me all I needed to know. They had ramped up their efforts, right? They're trying to deter us. They want to make us humiliated. They want us to feel like criminals so that we will not go back out and show this resistance to their very, very broken system. We were fingerprinted. We had our mugshots taken. We were thrown in a cell. There was a lot of misinformation given out. I think it was just kind of to give us that hopeless feeling of you're never getting out. Myself, Alexis, and Brittany were told that our bond was 23.
Want to stay connected to what you all are doing and to be supportive of you all, whether it's economically in terms of organizing on a local level, supporting you all via social media. What do you want people who are outside of the greater St. Louis area to do, specifically as it relates to the fight for justice for my brother?
I know we got the floor on everybody take a picture, put your hands up, hashtag I stand with Ferguson. We also started a dialogue with the hashtag Ferguson is everywhere. So you can feel connected by telling your story in your local town or city, because it's just not a Ferguson thing. I know if you can't come down, some of the things that Hands Up United is doing, we doing books and breakfasts. They in the media, they make it seem like we was out there radicalizing little kids or whatever. We just trying to feed them and give them some books with the characters that look like them. So we already get book donations. You can send the books to 9191 West Florissant.
You repeat that?
It's on the website.
I believe it is. It's a you can and you can go to handsupunited.org. You can send books or whatever you can do. And then actually got the code drivers.
For those of you who can't attend the Weekend of Resistance, which is this upcoming weekend, the 10th through the 13th, it's a mass convergence upon Ferguson, where we're really going to do some organized action. We're hoping for the same response that we got in the first weeks, but with organization this time, right? For those of you who can't attend that, you can go to fergusonoctober.com, and you can find a list of the organizations that have been involved with the planning of this and how to support them. My particular organization is organizing a coat drive. We definitely see this going through to the January 7th deadline. I think they're gonna wait out the elections. I think they're gonna wait out holiday, and they're hoping people will go home. So we're preparing for that. That's one of the things we're doing. But if you go on fergusonoctober.com, you'll find all the organizations. Everyone's kind of collaborating.